Right, hopefully we're live at the moment. Don't know how to find it. There we go. Not sure how to see comments. Mm. There we are. If you're watching, can you see if you can comment, and then I can know if I can see your comments or not. Don't ask me how to do it. Oh, top chat. Chat, there we go. Hi Elaine. Yay, it works. Wonder if we can actually share as well. We might be able to. Let's have a look. This is a test run, really. Oh, it does. Cool. Right. Okay, so we're on YouTube instead of Facebook. Hello, Mr. M's watching. Oh, it's nice seeing all the comments coming through. That's really good. Yeah, so the last 3 Facebook Lives I've done, Facebook have said that some of my audio contains copyrighted music, so I haven't been able to download it and pop it onto YouTube, which is so annoying. So anyway, we're at 1,076 subscribers here on YouTube, so that means that we can be live over here, which is just absolutely wonderful. And you'll get the same, it'll be the same lives as you've been used to on Facebook. Obviously we can see your comments. Yeah, I will wait 5 minutes. And so it's you know, it's the same thing, and of course it's here, it's on YouTube, it's free, you can watch it whenever you want to, and pause it and craft along if you want to. So you know, thank you for sharing, that's wonderful. Yes, so you know, if you're in sorry, little bit of a throat, if you're in any groups, you know, you can share to those groups, share on your timeline, let everybody know that we're live on YouTube at the moment. I'm not expecting as many viewers as on Facebook because obviously, you know, it's a little bit harder to get notifications, but there is the little bell button which you can click on, and you'll be notified as soon as new videos arrive on here. So we're going to be looking at the Floral Curios because I do have a demo that I didn't manage to I know it's a load of rubbish, Chrissy, there wasn't any music, it's just, I think the last one, first of all it said 20 minutes and then it dropped it down to 1 second. anyway, yeah, so Floral Curios, because I've got a demo left over. I do have 3 demos to do, which I'm not doing today, with the Sentimentally Yours Christmas collection. So we'll be doing those at some point as well. I also have a Tutor Designs demo that I didn't manage to finish, so I can do that one as well. And then tomorrow I will also be live again at 11 with the brand new Fairy Hugs collection. So quite a busy weekend coming up, but I thought we'd do a little test with you guys. It won't be a long demo, but it's quite a relaxing one, and hopefully you'll enjoy it, and I think it's quite classy. But yeah, so it's 11:05, so I think we'll crack on and make a start. If you missed the beginning, obviously you can just come back and watch whenever you want to. Hopefully the camera seems to be a little bit further, although it's in exactly the same position as it is on a live. It seems to be a bit further away, but we'll just crack on with it as it is. So we're going to be using just 2 sets. We're using the Floral Curios Corsage Corners, and we're also using the smudged sentiments. Both are in stock on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk, and you'll also find them on Honeypot Crafts as well. So let's start stamping. Should have everything to hand. So we're going into our stamping platform, and I've got a stitched torn square here, and this is cut with the Sentimentally Yours, hi Lona, Sentimentally Yours super smooth watercolour card, because I'm going to be moving ink around, and although you could do this with pure white if you wanted to, or alabaster white, or whatever colour you want to, it definitely moves better if you use the watercolour card. So we're going to go into the stamping platform because we're going to be stamping corners. Let's see if I can get this straight on here. These lines on the paper help me. And we'll have 97 million magnets because we can. And it's my favourite number. And we're going to go bottom left, top right. I believe, yes, that's what we're doing. It's been a few weeks since I prepped this. So we're going to go with the big corner, but you could equally do a smaller corner if you want to, and obviously probably bring your square down so that it's not quite as big. We're going to go for this nice big corner here. It is good. It's taken a while to get onto YouTube to get enough people, but we're here now, and hopefully we'll be here to stay. Phil's got enough as well, so I'm not sure whether he's doing a live later in the week. I think it's Tuesday night at 7, with the new collection that's coming out this week. But he could do it on YouTube. He might be brave, you never know. So for a change, what we're going to do is we're going to actually stamp with Faded Jeans Distress Oxide rather than stamping with Versafine Clair. So it is a good idea to stamp a couple of times when you're using oxide, so you get a really good image. Oxide does play better on stamps than regular distress ink. Regular distress ink is just dye ink, whereas oxide is a mix of dye and pigment, and it's the pigment that gets you a better stamped image. I'm hoping that it doesn't come out black because I've obviously got black Versafine Clair on my stamp. I have got one that I've done already, but it would be nice if this one was nice and clean. Okay, let's push that down a bit there. Beautiful, but we want it to be a bit stronger, so we're going to go again. Live on both platforms. Yeah, you should be able to. I know that Phil's just saying hopefully it'll be live on both platforms. Yeah, I think Kay from Indigo Blue manages to go live on both. I don't have a fancy app, not yet. maybe I'll grill Mr. M about what this fancy app is that he has. So this is just our second time, just to make sure we're nice and strong with the colours. There we go, so that makes all the difference. And now we're going to swivel it around, leave the stamp in the same place, swivel it around, and we're going to stamp it in the opposite corner. Which is the beauty of the old stamping platform. Make sure that I'm straight. What's that? Is that a dirty mark? I'll deal with that in a minute. That might be where my flower's going. Can't stand dirty marks. Bane of my life, dirty marks. Excuse me. That's why I thought, yeah, working, yeah. That's why I thought I'd do a live today, because obviously, like I say, we've got a big Fairy Hugs launch on Monday, and I thought I'd test it with you guys. I had looked beforehand as to how to do it, but, you know, practice and what actually happens is slightly different, isn't it? I thought I might do a test run as well. But you're my test run. So we're just going that second time. Just take your time with it. Stamping's quite relaxing. It's a good therapy. And you should enjoy it. You should make the most of it. You shouldn't rush it, because it's not a competition to see who can do the quickest, unless you're in one of those silly things that you might do to be as quick as possible. So there we go, 2 beautiful corners. Obviously that will wash off in a bit of water. I think I've got water down there, so we'll just drop it down there. Don't know how old that water is, but it's fine. Let's see if we can get rid of that dirty mark. It's gone now. Right. Okay, so let's fetch this out of here. So I'm not embossing it, I'm just leaving it exactly as it is. And then we're going to go for a water brush. And this is a very old technique. All we're going to do is pull the colour out. Let's just have a look at the one I've done before. Get this moving. So because it's distressing, it reacts with water. So what we can do is just move that colour around. So perhaps go to the darker areas here where you've got a bit of shade, and move that around, and then bring that in. I'm cleaning the brush off on my hand a little bit, because I want this one to be quite light, and if you keep all the ink on your brush, then it means that you're moving that ink around, and as you move it around it becomes more and more intense, because you're picking up more and more colour, if that makes sense. So that's quite a light one. If we want the centre to be a little darker, what we can do is pop a little bit of ink onto our craft sheet. That's quite wet at the moment, so I'll maybe come back in a minute. So we can do the row. Let's do the rows again, going around the edges. It's not difficult, because I don't do difficult with colouring in. It takes too long for me. So I'm just going to move that around. Following the lines, the beautiful rows. So remember, with the Floral Curios, the corsage images have the daisy, and it has the roses and the cherry blossom on it as well. And the roses and the cherry blossom are larger images than on the Posy set. And the Posy set has the pansy on it instead of the daisy. So that's kind of just move that around a little bit. And then this one we can go in and just put a little bit of a darker image in the centre. And like with the daisy, again we can pick up colour and we can make the daisy quite dark. So you've got within just that one, this one colour, you've got lots of different depths of colour depending on how much water that you use. Hope that makes sense. And daisy down here. I'm not going to colour it all in. You get the idea. And the thing with doing this, and you can do this with regular distress as well, but as I said, you don't get the definition of the colour. No, the definition of the stamp, because distress moves. It pools a bit because it's dye ink, but you could stamp a whole load of these and go back weeks later and still move the colour around. I mean, once oxide's moved and it's dry, that's it. It won't move anymore. But up until then, you can have lots of fun moving it around. And you get it all from just the one ink pad. They're fabulous inks. I hope you've got your Uncharted Mariner. I've sold loads of those. I don't have any oxides in stock now. They've all gone. I can't get any more at the moment, which is a bit annoying. But it's a beautiful colour. Just put in. I think we forget sometimes that we can do this with our oxides. You know, and you can take the leaves. You can have the leaves really light. Just pull in a bit from the centre. Like so. So you get the idea, yeah? Yeah, I don't, it's very difficult because you have to be, somebody's saying you can do live in both if you have a laptop. Well, I've got a laptop, but there's a special, there is an app where you can switch between an iPad and a phone. But I don't have an iPad, so I can't do that. So anyway, what we also want to do is add some extra little bits. So I'll do that before I show you my finished coloured in. See, it's already shaping up to be something rather nice. There's a little hint of purple in Faded Jeans, and some of the oxides you will find that you've got a little hint of another colour in there, which is quite cool. Also on the stamp set, you've got the corner one. You've got some cool lines that you can use to embellish. Sorry about my croaky voice. Where's my stamp set? Oh, there it is, right in front of me. Right, so we've got these cool lines here. So we can have perhaps one of those in the centre there, like that. Bring in my 97mm magnets. These stamps are absolutely awesome. I think these stamps, you're going to go back to them year in, year out. They are absolutely timeless. I mean, you're on a winner with flowers anyway, aren't you, really? Because they're going to suit any occasion. I'm just going to go again, just so it's nice and dark, because I can. Again, we're going Faded Jeans, like so. And then pull that one off, and you can grab this other one. you've also got these two lines here as well. They're such useful sets. And let's have that one further up, like that, I think. The idea is we're going to have flowers down here, so we don't need anything else stamped down here. Can I get a 97? No, I can't get a magnet up there. Let's have a magnet there. So even these, which are a bit grungy, can be quite pretty. And this card, actually, I should say, is based on one that Alison did from DT. She did one in browns. I'm not sure if she actually did use oxides or not to pull the colour out, but the actual layout is from one of Alison's. So that's where we're at so far. Get off, magnet. So when it's all coloured in, I've got one here. See, ever so slightly different. This one's quite a little bit darker, but quite classy, I think, once it's coloured in. So I'm going to keep it quite clean, so I'm not going to ink around the edges. I have got, this is Air Force Blue, and it's cut with the Double D Boss Essential Square, and I quite like mixing the Double D and the Stitch Torn squares. I think they go together really well, and you know, even using a Double D in the centre and a Stitch Torn at the side and as the mat is quite nice to have. So the Air Force Blue goes really well with your faded jeans. So let's just glue that on. So keep it nice and clean rather than it inking around the edges. Don't forget as well, I know most of you are in the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours group on Facebook, but if you're not, do head over to Facebook and ask to join, and as long as you're a crafter, Phil will let you in. And within the group there's lots and lots of inspiration from the design team, from the man himself, and Karen. And also there's a monthly challenge as well, so well, you can win prizes, so you know, it's a good idea to head on over there. So we've got a few layers here. Now obviously you don't have to go for the biggest layer if you don't want to. This one's probably 8 1/4, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. It's 7 3/4 inches square, so that means it's going to go on an 8 by 8 card if that's what rocks your boat. So let's put these two together as well. Again, I'm not going to ink around the edges. I'm going to keep it nice and clean. If you wanted to, you could grunge it up a bit and take some of the background stamps and just stamp around the edges. I actually really don't want to on this one. I do want to keep it nice and clean, which is quite unusual for me actually. Thank you, David. It's nice to be live on YouTube, finally. So it's taken us a while to get here. Let's check that straight. Yes. And then we're going to start going for mounting foam. I'm not going to go really deep though, I don't think. Shall I go for 2? Oh yes, let's go for 2 2mm. And then we'll start dressing up our main area and popping a sentiment on as well. Not looking forward to the temperatures in the next few days. It's just rude. That's what it is. It's not what we're used to, is it? Roll on the autumn, that's what I say. Don't like wishing my life away, but I don't like this heat. So we're going for 2mm foam here, just to give it a bit of dimension. And don't forget, a little bit in the middle. You don't want a saggy middle. I'm just reading your messages. Now, Ilona's asking me, am I not stocking full range of display stains anymore? To be honest, Ilona, I've never stocked full range because I only discovered them last year. And I have found, see, my normal supplier only stocks the latest colours. So the ones I have are the ones I can get from my normal supplier. I do have another supplier who's a little bit more expensive for me, where I can get some other colours, but I can't get all of them. You know, for example, I can't get Twisted Citron, it's just not available. So I am willing to take on some more. I can get things like Picket Fence and the 3 metallic spray stains, I can get those. I know I can get Peacock Feathers and Pick Raspberry, but like I say, it's not that they're out of stock, they're just not on there at all. So I will do my best. If that's what you want me to get some, then I will get some. So it's not that I've stopped, I just didn't have them, and they're very difficult to find in the UK. Come to Scotland. It'll only be 30 in Scotland, won't it, next week? Right, so we've got an upper layer here, and how beautiful does this look already? Just with the layers. It really is a really lovely palette. I really like blues. Right, so that's the basis. So let's dress it up a little bit. We need to stamp a sentiment. So I've got a dinky little square here, and I am going to use my stamping platform because obviously, because I'm using Distress Oxide, I want the colour to be nice and deep. So I've got to try and get my 4 magnets in the corners here. And we're going to go for, there's not many sentiments on the smudge sentiments that fit in something so small. But we can get With Love, that'll fit, and Have Fun will fit in as well. I've already got With Love stamped, so you can see that one in a minute. So we do the Have Fun. It's a dinky little one. Obviously, if you want to use one of the bigger ones, you just go for a bigger size. Simple, no problem. Put that in the centre. Now, because of the nature of these sentiments, it doesn't actually matter if they're not 100% straight. Excuses already there. Okay. You're not away again, are you, June? June's saying that the internet's not very good where she is. She's always on holiday, always. Mind you, if I had a motorhome, I probably would be away all the time. So remember, we're going to stamp it twice, just so we've got that nice deep impression from our oxide ink, Faded Jeans. Obviously, you could use whatever colour oxide you wanted to, and you can do the same thing. You can make the same card over and over and over with it, however many, 60 or whatever there is in oxides now. I can't remember. There's a lot. Okay. There we go. Have Fun. Fabulous. Okay. Again, I'm not going to ink around the edges. Oh, what I do need actually is I do need my sponge. Oh, I got one with Faded Jeans. I lost all my sponges, you know, I had a big bag of sponges with all the different ones on it. And that's not there. And yeah, I don't know what happened to it. It's hiding somewhere. Where's my villainous potion? There it is. Okay. So I've got to start all over again. Goodness knows where my Faded Jeans has gone. Right, so we've got the shabby star flowers here, and instead of having a stamen in the centre, we're going to use one of the small shabby daisies in the centre. What did I put in this? Oh, a little gem. I wonder where all those are. Oh, I've been tidying up, which is always madness, isn't it, tidying up? Oh, there they are. I need a little gem. I think I need that one. Don't know what it's called. It's the pale blue one from not the last release, which was Christmas, but the one before. And you can only get the gems from Mr. M because he won't let me have them, which is quite rude. So 2 of the shabby star flowers. So the shabby star flowers, I've got the 5 petals. And so we're just going to ink around the edges to bring that in line with the stamping. That's all right. It doesn't matter if you're late. You can always watch it at any time you like. It'll stay on YouTube all the time. I won't remove it. So you can put the beauty of watching it back later or watching it again is, of course, that you can pause and you can craft along, because obviously I haven't done all the colouring, so you know you could pause it until you're ready to carry on. It's not a difficult card to make, but I think it's a rather nice one. So let's do a little bit of shaping on the back, and I just, in fact, let's use this one. It's a woodware shape it tool, so it's got a fatter end to it. And just drag it over the back. Like so. And then when we press in, and it just pops up a little bit. A bit of glue in the centre, and then we just offset the flowers ever so slightly. And press. And then we give these a bit of shape as well. These are the shabby daisies. So I think they make great stamens. I mean, you could cut them a couple of times and then have a full stamen. Oop. In the middle. Such a pretty flower. And you've got that lovely debossed detail going on the veins of the star flowers as well. And there is a deboss just along the length of the shabby daisies too. And then we just pop a small gem in the centre. Yeah, the gems are beautiful, aren't they? I'm not normally a gem person, but I do like these. Multifaceted. Where's my... Here as ever. I thought I'd get all my tools out I want. Where's the pearl pivot tool? When they're not where you want, where they should be. That's no good, is it? Use my finger instead. That's no good. Okay, there's our little flower with our little gem inside. Okie dokie, so there's our flowers. And I've got some that I did earlier, slightly bigger. So the idea is that they're going to come down here like so, in a little cluster. And then we've also got our sentiment. So again, we've got another double deboss essential square here in the Air Force blue, and you can see that that fits. It fits beautifully. Obviously, you could use the next size stitch torn square, but then the gap is going to be slightly bigger. You know, you can play around with the gaps, but we get that stuck down. I think I am going to go with the love. The have fun will go in the homework box, which I will give away a homework box again soon. Okay, let's see if we can get that straight. So the idea is that's going to go here, maybe with some of that outside, you know, that corner bit stamped there so I can see it. So that's the idea, that that's going to go there. Then I've also got, the wire texture die here, again cut out of an Air Force blue. So this, I'm going to tuck some bits of this in as like foliage, but I've also got the succulent foliage as well, which I think will just give it a bit of shape by popping my finger on the veins in the centre, giving it a bit of a squeeze. Yeah, you're allowed to be in your pyjamas. To be honest, it's actually cooler, I think, to be in your nightwear rather than getting dressed. I end up having to get dressed because I have to answer the door, which is a bit of a nuisance. Right, so let's see how we're going to have these. Obviously they'll end up being different anyway by the time I put glue on and whatever. Could have another one going down there maybe. I don't know if I want that extra one. And then we're going to stick in a little bit of this. So let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. We need a little bit of foam tape on the back of our sentiment. Just gone for the 2mm again. and let's just stick it so that we can see some of that grungy stuff coming out. I like that. That works well. This is where sometimes I wish I did use pin flare, which of course I don't. Let's just get glue on the back of these and we'll stick them all in at the same time, so hopefully I can move them around. Don't know if I want all of them. I think I decided I didn't want all of them. So we just do 3. Okay. Oh, and I want some of this as well, don't I? I love the fact that you can just tear this. Let's just plonk this down a minute. I don't want that to be uniform on the side. Oop, loads of bits. Faff, 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 faff. Let's just put one down. Let's see how it's going to go. Yeah. I can see glue there now, that's going to bug me. In fact, let's just bring that off a bit and just have little bits of this one. This is where the shabby foliage is absolutely marvellous, because it's got, you've got the 2, the 1 and the 3 leaves. But I think when we did this show, we got the shabby foliage, we had none left. I have some on my website, but we didn't have any to take to the TV. So we've got just a little bit of that showing there. Do we want any more? Let's bring a bit in under there. It's all the difference when you start putting flowers and leaves on. Have a look. Do you know, I think that might be it. I think that might be it. I think I'm happy with that. What do you think? I think what we might do though is, looking at it, I think what we might do though is just take a little bit of glue there, 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 and we'll bring in, I wish I knew where my pick-up tools were. That's going to really bug me. They're always in there. Ah, there they are. So we take some of the 5mm. Just bring a little trio Come on. It's quite a good match, this. Whatever colour this is, it is quite a good match. I don't have a label on, so I can't tell you what colour they are. That's straight. Yes, I quite like that. That's finished it off nicely. Okay, so there we are. Our first live on YouTube. Finished. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you can take something away from it and adapt to whatever your style is at home. Don't forget, you can always watch it back whenever you're ready, and don't forget to share the video with all of your friends. The link is there for you to share whenever. And sorry, sometimes it stops the comments showing. So yes, so this is the first of many. Obviously now we're live on YouTube. Hopefully we'll keep hold of all of our subscribers, and we can continue to give you these lives. Thank you for sharing, Jennifer, much appreciated. Thank you. Yes, my next live will be tomorrow morning at 11 AM with a look at the brand new Fairy Hugs collection. Flower Fairies. There are 22 new stamp sets plus 5 sentiment sets, so lots and lots to share with you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you soon. Bye.